purple, my favorite color. Ooh, that's a big one. I'll say that one. Oh, the orange one. Hey everyone, Christopher here, the PediNurse. I was getting into my toys. I'll tell you about that later. But in the meantime, how have y'all been? I've had a last crazy few days. And amongst all that craziness, I've been precepting several experienced adult nurses in the ways of pediatric nursing. So, as we were learning, I got asked, how do I talk to children? Like you always have? But then I got to thinking, that may not be true. If that child is not yours or known to you, and they're sick, it may be difficult to actually speak with them. So I spent some time racking my brain and I came up with the 5 effective communication tips for pediatric nurses. So let's get started. Number 1, build a trusting nurse-patient relationship. Now that's not anything new. We got taught that in nursing school. However, I do recognize that it can be a bit more challenging than with adults, given the various developmental stages that each child will be in. But be interactive and let the child's developmental stage guide your communication techniques. Oh, also remember that a child's developmental stage may not be congruent with their age. Let's consider this. Infants. Use a calm, soothing voice. Smile. Be cute with them. But be careful with loud, surprising noises, sudden movements, and twisted faces that you might think are cute. They're not. It's going to make them cry. Now, early childhood. Think of that as toddler or early school age. Before jumping into your assessment, let the child look at your equipment, right? Have a stethoscope handy. Practice on a teddy bear. So if this was my little one and I was getting ready to do an assessment, I'd put my stethoscope in my ears and I'm like, oh, and I'm listening to Teddy's heart, right? And so I'm practicing on the teddy bear, maybe the baby doll, or maybe even doing it on mom first. Let them see your assessment, and then you take your assessment slow. And always remember, start from piggies to nose. So from their cute little toes to their nose. Now, late childhood. Think about it as late elementary. Always tell them what you're going to do. Never really speak down to them or use that silly, slow baby voice with them. They're going to think you're crazy. Now, for teenagers, these are our tweens through high schoolers, always include them in the development of the plan of care. Sometimes we walk into a room and get really focused on the parents because they're the ones who are helping make and guide the medical decisions. But it's really important that we as pediatric nurses advocate for these teenage population to ensure that they are also participating in their plan of care. This honest and relaxed conversation will help you build trust, and it's definitely going to improve the way that you do patient care. Number 2, know your audience. Do your homework. The most skilled pediatric nurses understand the importance of connecting with a patient. Ask them what they like to do. Be in touch with what different age groups enjoy right now. So, I like to be up to date on popular kids shows. Cartoons that I used to watch are certainly different from cartoons that are watching today. And so when I'm at home, sometimes I'll flip on a kids network show and I'll just watch cartoons so that I know the types of questions to ask, like Doc McStuffins. Also, just be on top of social media trends, new texts, and all the things that you can use to keep the conversation going. Now, if your child is slow to warm up, play. That's right. Start with parallel play. Color a picture, stack some blocks as I was just practicing, brush your doll's hair. I would even bust out Play-Doh. All children understand the language of play. Soon, your child starts to play with you. You start playing with them with their blocks. Now they're creating a distraction. You've built some trust, and the scariness melts away. Number 3, set a, you guessed it, therapeutic milieu. Okay, now maybe you didn't guess it. But you never thought that term would come back to you from nursing school. Well, it does. We use it all the time in our healthcare setting, but I just like to call it a fun and comfy environment. We know that the healthcare setting is a scary place for pediatric patients. So, as a pediatric nurse, you should probably advocate for child-friendly spaces, colors, and designs. Have things for your children. One of the things that I always tell new adult nurses or nurses who are just entering pediatrics is to learn, or better put, relearn how to use toys, stuffies, books, how to color, understand the different types of video games. And of course, children are now really into iPads. You know what? Download a few of those apps and really get to know what it does so that you can sit down and play with them. You can use these tools to build trust. It also creates some distraction, and if you were developmentally appropriate with all of these particular toys, you're going to be a big hit. Number 4, get down to their level. I say this all the time. No one likes to be spoken to like this. Standing over your pediatric patient may make them feel uncomfortable. So kneel down, literally get down to their level. Or if it's safe, I always bring the bed up to me, but I always make it a fun thing to do. I say stretch your arms out and touch the lights. And as I'm doing that, I'm also gathering assessment data. Range of motion, check. Cognition, check. All of that fails or none of that works, and they're still fussy with you, have mom or dad hold them while you're doing your assessment. That also works pretty well with me too. Number 5, let them help. And that includes all the way from your little tykes to your teenagers. Generally, kids are helpers by nature. Let them help you get ready for things like your assessments and your procedures. Tasks like choose the color or hold the Band-Aid. Even teenagers sometimes find that amusing. Like, what color co-band would you like to have? And they actually have given it some considerable thought. Sometimes I'll say, like, you listen to your tummy first, and then I'm going to listen to their tummy. And a lot of times I tell them, oh, I can hear the pancakes dancing in your tummy. They think that's super cute. But overall, the last thing I could ever say to you all is let your guard down and learn to be a kid again. This is going to really help you connect with your children so that you are able to be the best advocate for your pediatric patients. Well, that's everything, everybody. These are my 5 effective communication tips for pediatric nurses. Do you have any other tips that you would offer new pediatric nurses? Put them in the comments below. Also, if you want to discuss something on this channel, put that in the comments below too. I dropped a block. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the amazing work of pediatric nurses, hit the subscribe button or go over to my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. Well, until next time, bye.